Here we go.
Welcome to the Public Speaking Experts Podcast with Elliot Kay and Jose Ucar. Every week we bring the tips, tools, and strategies for you to become a world-class public speaker. We bring you guests, experts, and authorities in the field of public speaking to enrich you and enhance your public speaking journey. Remember to subscribe, rate, and comment. And now, please welcome your hosts, Elliot and Jose.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. What? Why are you saying yes, sir? Who are you saying yes, sir to? Have you
Well,
done it?
why not? Yeah, well, I should have maybe. I just wanted to say yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
So
maybe there would have
does
been
it
still
does
some
it always?
discipline in you.
So the podcast has always got to start with you saying something. So every time I say something, then it's wrong. But then you
No,
can
I
start
didn't
saying,
say
"Oh,
that.
I'm excited. I'm excited. You know why I'm excited? I'm super excited. You know what I'm excited." And then that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. That's okay, Elliot. Okay, is that it?
But I really am excited today. Do you
I
know
am
why?
excited as well, and that's why when just yes sir, I saying yeah, yeah, yeah. Why are you? You see, you're going back to the you being excited. Why are you
So wait a
excited,
minute, wait a
Elliot?
minute. Let me understand this. When
No,
you're
wait two
you
minutes.
go
Yeah,
yes, sir, yes, sir.
yeah. Why not? Today I'm going yes
Does
sir,
that
yes
apply
sir.
for,
Yeah.
when you
Look,
if you go
that
yes,
is
sir,
yes,
yes,
that is
sir?
my wife. That is my wife, and I just go yes sir many times every day. So leave me alone, please. I mean, this is the time I used to ventilate as well. Apart from learning from incredible
Ventilate.
guests. Yes,
Ventilate.
ventilate. Yeah, you know ventilate. You know you get
No,
your
tell me.
emotions out. No, you tell me. You don't let me,
Venting?
so that's why venting. Yeah,
Venting?
you ventilate. Well, ventilate. You know what? I'm gonna look it up
Okay, I
while you
think you
introduce
should.
the incredible guest. Yes, no, I'm gonna look it up
Well, first of
because
all,
this is not the first time you do this to me.
do what to you? Yes, sir.
Uh, just say yes, sir. Just say that a word. Look, ventilate.
Ventilate, yeah? Go on.
Yeah, okay. This part. Okay, actually, it's not the right one then.
I love the way you're trying to make me look like a fool. Thank you for that.
There we go. Thank you
So
very
first of
much.
all, welcome everybody to the Public Speaking Expert Podcast. Yay! We're so excited. Generally, we are here recording a new episode every single week, and we bring you experts in the field. We bring you tips, tools, and techniques. So make sure you like, subscribe, and of course, comment. And we have some exciting news because we have a launch date for our book, don't we, Jose? And what is the name?
Yes, the book's name. I was actually still on around the
You're still
ventilation, but let me just go.
ventilating.
Yeah, I'm still ventilating, but hey, that's how you sometimes learn, making mistakes, silly mistakes in front of a huge audience. So try not to do it like this next time. So hold on a second, people. I'm gonna look it up because we only decided today, and it's going to be the name of our new book is Thrive and Monetize When Speaking. 125 tips to accelerate your speaking and speaking your greatness, people. This is
That's
coming
right.
out very, very soon. Yes,
And
sir.
speaking of
Yes, sir.
greatness, I'm super excited because also today I'm in London today. I'm not in the normal settings, so I'm on my way to the Business Book Awards, which I've been shortlisted for. Woohoo! But I'm super excited because also we got an incredible guest. Name the episode accordingly because it's called Speak Without Limits. I won't tell you what the limits are because I'll let Aaron, our guest, explain exactly what they are and how he has overcome them to now be a keynote speaker to a variety of businesses and sports people. Against all odds, you're able to craft a career, a profession, and absolutely win the respect of your peers. Would that be a good outcome? I think it would. So Aaron, welcome to the Public Speaking Expert Podcast. Thank you for your patience and putting up with Jose, who was told by the producer
Thank you,
not to
Aaron.
speak too much. The good news is we get to hear you speaking. We get to hear you speaking today, and not Jose. But welcome, all the way from Boston.
Woo.
Is there a certain way of saying Boston? Like, is there a certain accent to Boston?
I mean, people do have it. I don't, thankfully.
What's a Boston accent sound like?
Just pronounce the R's differently, things like that.
Oh, cool. So first of all, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself? You have an exceptional route to being a keynote speaker.
Yeah,
In fact, you're one of a kind. Tell us a bit about that.
So my quick background is I'm legally blind, played football at Tulane University, becoming the first legally blind Division I athlete to play in a game, was named a team captain, went on to become an NFL free agent, and now I'm an entrepreneur and speaker.
Wow, that let me understand. So you're can you see at all, or are you completely?
Nothing from my right eye, and then limited vision in my left. So I do have some vision, yes, but it's only in my left eye and only a small amount.
Okay. And so you became a professional NFL player. So for those in who are not in who those in the UK, when he says football, American football, not soccer. For those who aren't, same explanation. And so you became professional within a visually impaired league, or was it within
No,
a
so I
normal,
I played Division I football at Tulane University, and then I was an NFL free agent. So it was at the highest levels possible of with the best players in the world.
Wow, that is exceptional. So tell us, before we get onto your speaking, obviously.
And quickly, Aaron, when you achieve these things, when you achieve these things that are incredible, by the way, were you already, as you said, legally blind, or was that condition developing?
I was born legally blind, so yes.
Oh, you were okay. Thank you very much for clarifying that bit. All right, over to you, Elliot.
Because you picked up a ball at the age of 8, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right? You picked up a football really young.
I started playing football in like 7th grade. So I was probably, I don't know, how old are you in 7th grade? Like 11 maybe? But, I played tons of different sports growing up and eventually found football and wanted to play football starting in around 7th grade.
So how does someone who can't really see decide they want to play American? I'm going to call it American football for the sake of geographical, divide. How does someone decide that they want to play American football against all odds as well? Because it's all about catching and throwing and moving into position.
Well, it was figuring out what position can I play and what can't I play. I couldn't be a quarterback, I couldn't be a wide receiver, but what can I play? And I found the right position, the right niche, the right opportunities for myself. And then from there, it was about getting really good at the specific position that I chose to play.
And what about the ridicule or the, man, you can't play football, you can't see? Did you come up against any of that, or have you just had a very all along?
In everything in life, everyone is going to give you their opinions. They're going to give you their judgments, their ridicules, things like that. But the people who are the most successful are the ones who say, I don't care, and find a way to not listen to them. The sooner you can tune out those judgments, the better you'll be. If you're to listen to everyone else's opinions who say, oh, you shouldn't start this business because of XYZ, or you shouldn't play this sport because of XYZ, well, then that's going to be stuck in your head, and maybe you're not going to take the action you need to take. Maybe you're not going to start what you need to start. You're not going to do what you need to do. But the second you realize that your opinion is the only one that matters, you're focusing on what you want, what you believe is true, the actions that you need to take, then you're more likely to achieve your goals.
Before I hand it to Jose, I've got one more question. So when was the day for you? We are going to move to the speaking. I'm just fascinated by your journey to getting there. When was the day you were like, I know we can believe, right? We can do something. And inherently that's deep inside of us. But we often have that, what I call the arrival day. Like everything clicks and it's like, you almost get the results that can do it. So it's almost, what was that day for you? And let me
I think once I started to get decent at football at my specific position, I was going to camps, and at the beginning, I wasn't very good, and I was overconfident in myself, and I had the strong belief that I was going to play at the highest level possible. And if you had told me otherwise, I wouldn't have believed you. I was just very overconfident in myself, but a lot of times you need that if you want to achieve your goals. And I think it probably was, maybe junior year of high school when I started to get some interest and started to go to visits, and senior year of high school when I started to really get, ranked pretty highly nationally. I started to get, an offer to come in, things like that made it solidify of like, okay, I am going to play, and then everyone else understood and realized the position I was in.
Last question. Do you think there's a fine line between arrogance and...
Yeah, there's a line, and the way I was taught when I was younger was there's a line between confidence and cocky. And the most successful people are the ones who can toe that line. The second you cross that line and become cocky, no one wants to be around you. Business deals are going to go away from you. Friendships are going to break, things like that. But if you want to see success, you need to be so confident, but not cross that line. And that's one of the things that you need to learn at an early age, because that's what attracts other people. That's what attracts relationships, deals, things like that in your life, is when you have that confidence, that self-belief, but you also have that humility that you are not going to step over that line and you are not cocky.
Powerful stuff.
Amazing, Aaron. That is fantastic. People listening right now, what a guest we've got today, an overcomer. Aaron, I wanted to ask you something related to speaking, but before we dive into it, you mentioned something about confidence. And then people may see you now, yes, you've achieved it, you've done it, okay? And usually people tend to see the tip of the iceberg. I mean, when they see me speak as well, even though I make mistakes sometimes with the English and everything else, yeah, but you've got the voice, you've got this, you've got that. Elliot, they don't say many things about him. Anyway, how do you develop that confidence? I personally believe confidence, it is a muscle you work on a daily basis. How was it for you? Did you ever lack confidence? How did you overcome that? Tell us a little bit about your journey, and then I'll dive into the speaking.
Yeah, 100%. Growing up, I was not the most athletic kid, not the most confident kid, a lot of, areas like that. And it's about what can you do each and every day to get better, to build on that. And it boils down to a few things. If you want to, be more confident, first off, I'm a strong believer of be in great shape, build up your physical appearance. I know that, some people may or may not disagree or agree with that, but like go to the gym 5 times a week. Go lift weights, go running, like get in really tremendous shape. That will build your confidence. But the biggest thing is like just put yourself in positions where you are uncomfortable. The more you do things that are uncomfortable, the better you'll get at them, the more confident you'll get them. If you're afraid to go ask out a girl and the girl of your dreams, the number one thing you can do is go ask out that girl and get told no. That's the best thing for you. If you are afraid that if you go to the gym you're going to get laughed at, the number one thing you can do is go to the gym and put yourself in a position to probably get laughed at or to get laughed at. If you are afraid of going into a business or an opportunity because you think that no one's going to give you an opportunity, go into that business and figure it out and get told no 15 times. Like the more no's you get told, the closer you are to a yes. The issue there is most people get told no once or twice or 3 times and they give up. The people who succeed get told no 37 times, and on the 38th time, they get told yes, and they succeed.
Yeah, it's like Mark Victor Hansen, right, with Chicken Soup for the Soul, over 100 rejections. J.K. Rowling knows how many times with her book, and even Lady Gaga until she got a big break. Mark Ruffalo, the actor, over 500 times before he got his big break. Yeah. And that was after he smoked a spliff, by the way, after he smoked some weed. But that's a different matter right now, and he's never confirmed nor denied such accusations. But Aaron, let me just go.
Hold on a second. Why are you hijacking my part of the show today, Elliot K? I still got something here for Aaron.
It's your part of the show, is it?
Well, this is my bit. This is the bit when I'm asking some questions and I'm having a conversation with Aaron.
I just wanted to deep dive.
Okay, look, just piggyback because what I wanted to do wasn't gonna piggyback at all. It was just a very random question, not connected at all with the conversation we're having, because that's how I am, right?
Exactly. So is it okay if I ventilate and?
Yeah, ventilate a little bit, and then come back to me.
Okay, great. So Aaron, I think what you mentioned in theory, and I know you're probably like, there's no excuses, and I agree with you. But for those listeners who do struggle with that element of rejection, and for those listeners who like, they get the theory of I need to go to the gym, they get the theory of I need to get no's, but for a lot of people to kind of get off their bums or their and actually do that, there's a gap there, right?
But the way to fix that is so simple, and the thing is most people don't understand. If you don't want to go to the gym, wake up in the morning and say to yourself, I'm going to go to the gym for 1 minute.
Okay.
I'm going to go to the gym for 1 minute. Trick your ego and trick yourself and say, I'm going to go to the gym for 1 minute. I can walk in the door. I can go on the treadmill for 1 minute. And if I want to leave, I'll leave. I guarantee you're going to get to the gym and you're going to do a full workout, because by the time you're there, you're going to end up doing it. But if you go in saying, oh, I can just leave after a minute or leave after 5 minutes, you're more apt to go. And so people who struggle with that, doing things like that, also doing other things that build those habits. If you haven't read the book Atomic Habits by James Clear, read that book, because it teaches you how to build habits and how to stack these things that allow you to do the things you want to do, whether it be wake up earlier, go to the gym, start a new task that will get you closer to your goals in business, whatever it may be.
And what about dealing with the rejection element? What would you say to those who struggle with dealing with rejection? And for someone that's had to deal with it, and again, in your mind, there's no excuses, right? I can't. In your mind, like,
Well,
look, I can't see, and I've been a pro football player. There's no
you need
excuses.
to,
But for those, yeah,
yeah, you need to understand that at the end of the day, the other people's opinions don't matter. Like, do you remember, think about 10 years ago, something really bad that happened to you? Can you name, a situation where you got told no, or a situation where, you were rejected 10 years ago? I mean, maybe, but maybe not. And even if you can, it probably doesn't hurt or bother you anymore. And the point of the matter is, like, time will heal it. It genuinely doesn't matter what other people's opinions are. And the sooner you can get into that mindset and that framework and that perspective of your opinion is what matters, and if someone doesn't agree with that, if someone doesn't want to spend time with you, if someone doesn't want to have you involved, if someone doesn't want to work with you, it's their loss. It does not matter. And once you get into that mentality, then you'll do so much more.
100%. There's no statue for critics, right? There's no statues that memorize critics. Never in history has someone put a statue up for someone who was a critic in the world, right? And I think that's something to remember. Josie, back to you.
Yes, Aaron, as you are sharing this, there's definitely, when it comes to the mindset element of high achievers, there is definitely two powerful beliefs that you've just shared and have shared a few times throughout our time today. And one of them is not listening, believing that, you not listening to people's opinions, right? That says just believe within you that it doesn't matter. I mean, I'm only going to listen to my opinion. And I think that element is key. And then time will heal. So if I extrapolate that to areas of my life, if I made mistakes and things like that, and I believe time will heal it, and even time can heal it faster than it did before, then I can actually begin to achieve more in less time, which is a key. I wanted to break those down because I think it is important for the audience, people listening, how important, how key beliefs are when it comes to our success in life. Aaron, thank you so much for sharing up to this point. What would you say, all of this confidence and everything that you are, how does that apply, convert to your speaking? All of those beliefs, all of that confidence. I would love to hear from you on that side of things when
Yeah,
it
I
comes to
mean,
speaking.
if you get on stage in front of hundreds or thousands of people and you're not confident in yourself, if you're not confident in your abilities, if you don't believe what you're saying, people are going to see through that. People are going to understand that you don't. On the other side of that also, people who go up on stage and have everything scripted. If you write out your entire speech for 45 minutes and you memorize each and every word, people will oftentimes see that. They can understand that you are, have it memorized and you're basically reading from a script or you're reading from a PowerPoint. And they realize that you're doing that because you're not confident of going on what your topics are. And 99.9% of the time, I know what I'm going to talk about. I have, detailed out speeches, but 99% of the time I get on stage and something completely different comes out of my mouth. And I just tell different stories and I tell different things, or the order of things changes because I'm so confident in my abilities to deliver what the audience needs in that moment that whatever I planned most of the time does not come out of my mouth.
So in that respect, Aaron, and by the way, some really nice comments on LinkedIn, and we'll second. Aaron, when I get on stage and I speak small audiences, big audiences, there's something I can see the audiences, I can read the audiences, if they're getting slumped, tired. That's something that you have to do differently. So how do you read an audience differently from me, who isn't blind?
It's about the energy and the feel in the room. There's a really great quote out there. I forget who said it, but it's like, okay speakers, take energy from the room. Good speakers put energy into the audience. Great speakers put energy into each individual person. Mm-hmm. And when you're able to take your energy and put it into each individual person to have them truly impacted, then you can change their mood, their behaviors, their thoughts, their feelings in that moment based on what you're saying and doing on stage.
So do you visualize in your mind's eye?
Absolutely. Figuring out, doing that and focusing on what I need to give to them and what I need to deliver in order for them to get the most out of it.
Aaron, buddy, wow. I mean, so many questions between Elliot and myself. I just want to interrupt you. That's why I'm getting a bit feisty with Elliot today, because it's just like, let me talk to Aaron. Let me talk to Aaron. We want to
Should I just
squish you
leave?
in a good
Do you want me
way.
just to go?
No, please stay, just for, for
Okay.
what it's worth.
Thanks. You're so kind.
Aaron, what led you to become a speaker, buddy?
Yeah, so 17 years old, I committed to play at Tulane, and I was immediately asked to go on Good Morning America and share my story. And I had no interest at all, but thankfully a coach had told me, look, if you can share and impact someone else because of what you're able to do now, then do it. So I did it. I had no interest at the time. I wanted to be a football player, college student, have fun, party, whatever. I didn't have an interest in that. So I did that. And then whenever other interviews and other things came by in college, when my coach asked me to, I would do them. And after college, I went, started in like corporate America and realized that I like entrepreneurship a lot more. I want to build businesses. I realized one of the first businesses I could build amongst others that I'm involved in is, speaking. I have a lot of experience. I'm good at it. I have a really unique story. How can I do it? And, from there it was, okay, how do I get myself credibility? How do I build social proof? How do I get paid? How do I, do all of that and figuring out that process to the point where I do it, all the time now.
Aaron, one more question before Elliot jumps in again. He's just waiting for me. Thank you very much for answering that, by the way.
I'm not going to speak now for the rest of the interview.
What?
That's it.
Who are, when it comes to speaking, and I know you don't tend to listen to people's opinions, but then you did listen to, and that was a piece of advice from your coach, for example, go and do it. Who would you say, if you have, any role models when it comes to speaking?
Yeah, I mean, I guess let me back up on that comment for a second. It's more like, if you're not willing to take advice from someone, why would you take criticism from them? Is my opinion. And so there's a handful of people that that are more successful than me in certain fields and areas than I'm in, obviously, that I want to listen to, I want to take advice from, I want to take criticism from. But it's those random people who want to make those comments, who want to critique you, who want to whatever, that like they have no business doing it, you have no business listening to them. And there's tons of people out there who are better than I am at what I do, and those people, some of them I know, some of them I don't know, but if they want to critique me in certain ways, I'd be more than happy to listen to them.
Fantastic. I love that, and thank you so much for clarifying that bit, because then it is important to take advice and then to listen to people that are achieving, as I like to call it, people that are achieving what we would like to achieve in a way. So who would you say have been your 3 role models up to this point when it comes to speaking, if you have 3?
Besides Elliot and Jose.
I don't think there's necessarily role models. I think there's people in the industry that, I think are really good and I try and learn from. And I guess to name a few, it would be, maybe like Tony Robbins, Tim Story, people like that who fall into those areas, who have achieved great success in a lot of different areas. But it's learning from each and every one of them, and what can I take bits and pieces from their style to create my own style, my own unique attributes. So many people go out there and say, I'm going to be the next Tony Robbins, or I'm going to be the next Tim Story, I'm going to be the next Ed Milet, or I'm going to be the next Dean Graziosi or whatever. And that is the most ridiculous thing ever, because you are a different person than them. The more you try and copy them, the worse you're going to be. It's, take bits and pieces from each person, figure out what they do that can work for you, but you need to create your own style, your own brand, your own personality. And the sooner that you learn to do that, the more you'll be able to relate with your audience, the more you'll be able to succeed, the more you'll be able to grow.
Absolutely.
I love that. I think I would probably say Aaron's confidence is up to 100%.
Does anyone have 100% confidence?
I think Aaron is close.
100%?
Aaron is close. He's close.
I'd
He's
say
close.
he's
He's just up there. He's close. Yeah, he may
But
have
where'd
his
you
up and
go?
downs
Where'd you
like
go?
any other human being.
And everyone gets in those areas where they're not confident about certain things, but it's about putting yourself in those positions. Like, I like getting put in positions every day that I'm not confident, that I'm uncomfortable, because then eventually I will be confident and comfortable within those positions, within those areas, and that's the best way to grow.
That's why
Aaron,
I record with Jose every
I love
Monday.
that. Wow,
I'm
you
uncomfortable
took
every Monday.
You read my
Every Monday.
mind. You read my mind. I've been uncomfortable for over a year now, Aaron, and so I strongly believe in what you just said.
Me too.
Honestly,
We're going to take
great
a little
advice.
commercial break. Jose, as it's your show, you get to do it. We're going to take a little commercial break, and then we'll come back. And then, if it's okay with you, Jose, I'd like to ask him a question. Is that all right?
Yes, that's all right, mate. You go ahead, all right?
Thanks, mate.
Please. You are listening to the Public Speaking Experts podcast. First of all, I would like to invite you all to subscribe, rate, and comment. And Elliot and myself will be sending you incredible gifts. At the moment, we've got a book that we're going to be launching together. I already forgot the name because it is too long, but we're going to be launching it very soon and you're going to get access to it. Today, we have got the incredible Aaron Golub and he's sponsoring the show. I would like to invite you all to connect with Aaron, and Aaron's website is aarongolub.com. Aaron is also available on LinkedIn. An incredible human being, a guy that definitely has got a lot to share, and it is a pleasure to have him with us today. So as I said before, share this episode once you listen to it, because the message from this gentleman has to be heard throughout the world.
Also remember that if you want to book us to speak for you,
Important. Yes,
we
I'm
are
all
available,
excited.
so
I'm all about the audience. Yes, you're right. I'm all about the guest speaker today. Yes, absolutely. If you want to, invite Elliot and myself to speak, we can do it together. We can do it separately. If you need some support with your presentations, we are here to help you become a great speaker and to
speak your greatness.
yay. Over to you, Elliot K, with your question. All right, mate.
And of course, remember you can get all on the public speaking expert podcast.com.
Can I just say something quickly? It's not related to the conversation, but I'm sweating. I'm sweating like a pig today. I don't know what's going on.
It's because
The weather in the UK is changing. Well, yeah, I've been speaking my greatness for too long today, maybe.
I said in the presence of greatness, not that you're great.
Well, whatever.
Remember what
I mean,
the producer said, don't speak too much.
Goodness me. Well, Regina, we're gonna have a conversation after this. Anyway, let's carry on the conversation with the one and only Aaron Golub.
Yay, Aaron, thank you for joining. And so some nice comments right now on LinkedIn. We've got, thank you, I'm inspired by your story. There's a comment about confidence as well. And is it Alexander says hello to actually said Jose and Elliot, but I reversed the order clearly. So some really nice feedback there for you already, Aaron, and make sure you also can have a look back on this on LinkedIn and respond and connect anybody that's sending you some love. So what lessons, Aaron, would you take from your NFL career into speaking? What are the ones you can kind of directly translate? I took this and now I do this, my football career.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things is disciplined and consistent action creates success. And that's what you can translate into anything in life, whether it be your relationships, whether it be speaking, whether it be business, whether it be entrepreneurship, whether it be fitness, anything. If you take discipline and consistent action each and every day, even though it might be something small, even though it might not seem like a lot, it will add up over time and you'll eventually see success because of it.
Okay. And what about in terms of who you need to become and forming an identity?
You need to become who you truly are, who you want to be. It's not, so many people do what other people think they should do. So many people go into the job that other people told them that they should do as they were growing up. So many people go to the school that they think they should go to. So many people get in the relationship they think they should. So many people do the things that other people think they should, and they think other people want them to, instead of doing what they want to do and what makes them happy.
Right. But I'm just wondering, I'm just playing a little bit of devil's advocate, right? But isn't that part of their journey to find themselves by potentially pursuing the paths that might not be for them in order to take a left or take a right?
Oh, 100%. And that's happened to all of us. That's happened to me. That's happened to, I'm sure, you. I'm sure that's happened to everyone. You have to do different things to find what you want. But when you find things that you like just do what you want. I'm a big proponent, big person who thinks just literally do what you want. If there's a goal, if there's an activity, let's just say, that you've been trying to do for 2 years, and you have a 9-to-5 job, and it's something that you really want to do, it's on your bucket list, whatever, and you've saved up some money, you can afford doing it, like just call it a work one day. Just take the day off and go do that thing. Like you have one life, one opportunity. Do the things that make you happy. Do the things that you enjoy. Do the things that you want to do. You'll figure it out.
Josie.
Another empowering belief.
You're
If you
ventilating
really,
again.
no, I'm venting. I've actually corrected that word, people. That those of you who listened to me at the beginning, yes, I thought I was right saying ventilating. Probably because I'm so hot in here right now that I need a ventilator. Anyway, well, it is a powerful belief, as I was saying, to have, as long as it serves you. Because life is too short, and I remember I used to carry that belief with me, and life was too short, and then I did loads of things that potentially, I could have done without. But then, in the end, it led me to where I am today. So, there's never like a right or wrong. The main thing I'm taking away from this, Aaron, is that uniqueness about who we are and authenticity. And then no matter where we go, how we go about things, we are looking to achieve it as ourselves, our unique selves, instead of copying someone else, which I think it is powerful, because then it takes a lot of pressure off. If you think about it, look, I'm going to make mistakes in my own way, but this is my journey, and I'm not copying anyone else, and I'm not afraid of not being greater than that person or worse. It's just competition against myself on a daily basis, and I love that. I just wanted kind of to highlight it and say it in my own words as well, so it sinks in a bit more. Look, buddy, we've been speaking for almost 40 minutes, and I'm wondering, people in the audience, people on LinkedIn, if you've got any questions, anything, this is the moment, okay? If you want to ask Aaron, we're going to be here a few more minutes. Please feel free to do so. And also, as I said before, connect with him, an amazing human being. Aaron, something we haven't touched on. What topics do you tend to speak about?
Yeah, I'd say my biggest topic is achieving goals through adversity, and that's how do you overcome the adversity, obstacles, challenges in your life to, shift your perspective, shift your mindset, shift your mentality to accomplish your goals and create success. That's probably my biggest one. I talk a lot on leadership and leadership development. How do you show up as a leader? How do you create leaders around you? What does that look like? I talk on, and this is actually one that I didn't go out planning to talk on, but because of, me being legally blind and I was just asked to do it a lot, that I kind of created one around it, is, diversity and inclusion, and how to create that within your environment, within your company, within your organization. And I had just been asked to talk on it so many times that I was like, you know what, sure, I'll create something and do it.
Amazing. Definitely. Well, all of them hot topics. I've been speaking more and more on the last one, diversity and inclusion, and so much more, but from the guy with an accent, people with accents perspective, if you like, which is also important.
Yep.
Right, buddy. There was something else I wanted to ask you. Oh goodness me, what was
I
it?
have a question
1
while
second,
you're thinking of a
Elliot.
question.
I know you do have a question. Okay, look, far away with your question. What was it? Oh goodness me, I lost it. I just got okay.
You look
whatever.
like someone from Blink 182 today, by the way, Jose.
You're not going to believe it. I was listening to all the small things. I've been listening to
really?
2000 kind of punk rock, and then all
there you
the
go.
small things, true,
Yeah,
true,
there we
whatever.
go.
Yeah, there we go. Boom.
And that's appropriate to the 1 minute. Get to the gym for 1 minute. Do all the small things to get the big results, right? So isn't that ironic that you're listening? What would you say invested, like in your money-wise and time-wise, to become the world-class speaker that you are?
A lot of time and money. I couldn't even give you figures. It's a lot of time and money. And I think that's one of the things that most people don't understand is like they see the highlight reel. They see the success on Instagram and LinkedIn and Twitter and TikTok and all of that stuff. And it's like, I put so many hours. I've spent a lot of money to pay a lot of people or consultants, or put a lot of money into my business. I've put a lot of money and time into so many things. And, I do stuff every single day that I don't want to do, but I need to do to accomplish my goals and get to where I want to go. And people just don't see that. Like, it takes a lot to achieve your goals, and I'm nowhere near what my goals are. There's a lot coming in the next few months, the next few years, the next decade, and it's going to take a lot more time and effort. And, maybe I'll get there one day.
Would like to share the stage with that you haven't yet?
I think I'm gonna say two people. I think two people that I'd be really interested. I'd love to share a stage with.
Thank you, Aaron. Muchas gracias.
Thank you.
At a conference one day would be Tony Robbins and Gary Vee. I think
Gary
would be really
Vee.
fun people to share a stage with.
Amazing. Jose, have you remembered your question yet?
Yes, I remember the question. I don't think I will ask it now. I don't know what's going on with me. I'm listening to you guys, but then so many things coming to mind. You
Well, I've
said
got my
obviously
last
for
question.
a guy. Hold on a
When
second.
you're
This
ready,
is
when you're ready.
yeah. I'm ready. I'm ready,
Okay.
Elliot. I'm ready. Thank you very much. I'm the kind of guy that takes his time. Very Latin American in that sense.
That's not, and
Uh, Aaron. Well, Anna is my wife, by the way, but I don't know why you're mentioning bringing my wife into it. For a guy that believes that life is too short, then it makes sense, and it makes a lot of sense to invest because then you are fast tracking your success, right? And this is something we tend to share here often, investing in coaching, in consultants, in training, because this is what's actually going to enable you to get to that point faster.
Yep.
And I'm not going to say avoiding failure, but reducing the amount of failure you could be facing otherwise. I just wanted to share that bit. And then what would you say before we go to Elliot and we can potentially begin to wrap up? What is your favorite story? You said that, you sometimes prepare for a presentation, for a keynote, and then you end up sharing something else. And all of that I think is fantastic. It speaks highly of your level of flexibility and how well you know your topic, which is key for speakers, as we all know. But what would you say is your number one story? I usually have my one story that, if I can share it, I will. What would that be for you?
I think it's just talking through different parts of my journey of how I got to where I was with football. Maybe that's how I started playing or how I worked to get an offer from college or the story of how I became a captain. And so just different areas within that journey, I think add a lot of value by relating that to business, to relationships, to life in general. Because if I get up there and, just talk about football, then, most people don't want to hear that for an hour. And so, picking different areas from that is something that I always do.
Okay, so it's still all around the football, which I think is fantastic what you have achieved in there, buddy. So well done you again. Elliot, over to you, good friend.
okay.
You haven't played any I love you or anything.
Because I don't love you
What's
today.
going on? Okay, you
There's
don't.
no
It's
love for
okay.
you. There's
I'm
no
all
love.
right with
That's why.
rejection today. I'm all right. I'm all right with it.
Well, it's all the small things, right?
Well, your small things.
Exactly. I'm proud of
All
them.
right.
It's
Yeah,
my
me
small
too.
things that got me my big results. Aaron, before we wrap up, what are 3 tips you would give to speakers out there today?
Yeah, I think be the hardest working person in the room, be the smartest working person in the room, and stop caring about other people's opinions. And it's using all of those 3 things. I think so many people focus on working extremely hard, but they're not working smart, so they don't get anywhere. And a lot of other people say, "Oh, always be the smartest working person," and that's great. But I guarantee you, in the top 1%, everyone's working smart, and it's about who outworks the other person up there.
Love that. Love that. If you listen to Will Smith's journey, forget the slap. He talks about going through that. He made sure that he was outdoing all his competitors. So he would do, when he would do, like he took inspiration for make his, his cruise walk longer and speak to a single person. He would not have Christmas lunch, so he wouldn't have to work off the pounds and things like that. So I think, depends on the level of success you want to arrive at, is the level of dedication you're willing to put. And it goes with, just talking about what you're saying, a lot of speakers play the wanting game. I want to be a speaker, and they want the dream of being a speaker, and they want a big stage, but very few will eat mud. Very few will,
And
do the little bits.
Yeah, it's something that it's not easy, but it's simple. And I think you see on social media, everyone who says that they're a coach, they're a podcaster, they're a consultant. There are some people, like you guys, like me, who are also speakers. But so many people out there say they're also a speaker when they're a coach or they're a podcaster. They think that they are, but they actually haven't taken any of the action steps to get there. And I'm not going to lie and say that it's easy, but it's simple. Like, send 10,000 emails to different people and someone will book you to speak. It's not that hard.
Right, I agree. Aaron, thank you so much for coming on this podcast and reaching out to us, because I know we spoke over Instagram, and I'm glad we made it happen. And I made a promise that this time we wouldn't shift it despite being in London, because I really wanted to hear your story. I really wanted to tap into that wisdom of yours. And if you see my setup, you will be horrified, because I've literally got a microphone in a mug. That's what holding my microphone up right now. I don't have my stand. I don't have my normal setup. It's terrible, but no one needs to know.
So let's
Oops,
cry
that just went out on LinkedIn.
let's cry a little bit. Do we have any questions on LinkedIn?
This is
Do we
called
have any?
innovation. It's called
Oh,
innovation, right?
Innovation. There we go.
In the
So
meantime,
improvisation and everything. Do
what
we
I
have
wanted to
Elliot? Do we
say,
have anything on
ventilation-
LinkedIn?
I'm looking. Give
All
me a
right, all
chance.
right, all right, mate. All right.
Yeah. Aaron, how do people get in touch with you?
Yeah, go to my website, aarongolub.com. My email is aaron@aarongolub.com. You can check me out on Instagram or Twitter at Aaron J. Golub. I'll happy to connect, happy to do whatever I can.
Fabulous. Thank you so much for coming on. There isn't anything new, by the way, Jose. Thank you for coming on the Public Speaking Expert podcast. We look forward to seeing your journey unravel, going to new levels. And let us know when you end up on stage with Tony Robbins and Gary Vee, because it won't be long now, surely.
Appreciate it.
Jose, any final thoughts?
Big thank you, buddy.